Hello, my name is Yupain Sheng, and this is Shadow Task 3. We just get right into the demo. What we want is an NPC to patrol between 2 points, and this loads. So it's going to point A, and then it goes to point B. Now it's going to go back to point A. And so for the player iteration, I decided to go for the double jump. So here you can see the player jump once, jump twice, and for the third and so on many times, the player can no longer jump more than that. So the player can only jump twice, and that does include the player's ability to have the extended jump. So the first extended jump, and then the second extended jump. It doesn't really look like it's an extended jump because it is the player has gravity being applied to them, but they also have the jump force being applied with the second jump, and so it doesn't look like they're really jumping the second time, but they are. If we just change the variables here, obviously you would see it. So made it 1. So first jump. Okay, maybe not 1. Maybe not 1, because 1 is a little too high. You do 0.15. I got to get the math down for this. The math for is it's still something that I need to work around. But yeah, so that's even though the jump counter does continue to go up, the with every time I release the jump input, the player doesn't actually jump that many times. So again, 1, 2, and 3, but the player didn't jump; it was just falling down. So that was the double jump. So getting right into the code, we'll take a look directly at the NPC. And the NPC basically is pretty straightforward. We have two locations two transforms, which is the locations we want the player want the NPC to move to, move between, and we also have its movement speed that we could change. So if we want to go faster or slower, and we have a vector 3, which is the X, Y, Z position inside the game, inside the level, and that is just where we want the NPC to move to. So uh, pretty much on start, we set the location of the destination, of the initial destination we want the NPC to move to. And on every game tick, we want to track if the player, not the player, if the NPC has reached this destination. And if it has, then we want to set a new destination. And so if it has reached the destination A, well, location A, then we want it to move to location B. And that is essentially what this is setting. So, so every game tick, we are transforming the NPC's current location to the destination. And so once it has reached the destination, which is location A, we are going to set a new destination, which is location B. And from location B, if it has reached location B, then we're gonna set the new location to be location A, and that just loops. And so it's just gonna keep going back and forth. For the player jump, for the double jump, that is, simply just added in a private integer for the jump counter because we don't want the player to be or anyone else to be able to manipulate that directly. So we made a private integer so that we just see how many times and track how many times the player has jumped. So every time the player is on the ground, we want to be able to reset it. We want to be able to reset the jump counter, and so that in future jumps, the player could continue jumping twice. So on release is where pretty much we're doing all of the code for it. So on release, we'll increment the jump counter. So pretty much we're doing it on release because if we had just kept it on jump, so if we had left it uh, on input uh, on input accepted, or if we just had like said, whenever you press the spacebar, this is running every tick. So it's going to keep incrementing every tick, and I don't want that. So I just wanted to only track whenever the player lets go of the jump input, and because that only happens once. So that's why we incremented there on the jump release. So it will increment, and if it is incremented, if the jump counter has incremented twice or more, then pretty much we just want the player to stop being able to jump, which is why we say is jumping false, and also why we are setting the jump second equal to jump cap. The reason why we are setting jump second equal to jump cap is because this is still applying, because the player has the ability to still hold their jump and extend their height. And extend their jump height, that is. So with the second one, with the second jump, they still have the ability to have that extended height, well, extended jump. And so if it is more than that, we want to cap that so that for future iterations, for future jumps, so like if the player was trying to do a third jump, they wouldn't have that ability because of this code here, allowing the player to have an extended jump by holding down the input, which is kind of redundant. I feel like it's kind of redundant, but it's just there as a safeguard. It's just another safety measure, just to make sure that like yeah, the player can't jump anymore. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the double jump and the patrol.